Innovation in Technology, Information Technology and Emerging Opportunities will be moderated by Shri Nitin Khade. Honorable Shri Mahanta. Ladies and gentlemen, with this we commence our first session, our first proceeding of the day. Also joining us on stage at this time is Mr. Erwin Carpentier. Thank you very much for the gentlemen to join us on the dais. Let's begin our first session.
Very good morning to you all. On behalf of Government of Assam, Department of Information Technology, I welcome all the delegates who have come to participate in our maiden Global Investor Summit, Advantage Assam. We had a splendid start yesterday. Last night we also had MOU signing ceremony regarding information technology, ITES and electronic sector. So we are happy to receive you and to see your response, to see the positivity and to see the interest which you have shown for coming to Assam and for exploring the investment opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, as I had explained in the beginning, we have scheduled this session due to some change in the itinerary of the dignitaries. Our Honorable Union Minister for IT and Electronics, he couldn't reach the venue due to bad weather in Arunachal. So we will be having the inaugural session after this session. So we have exchanged the session. So I'm sorry for this inconvenience, but it was unavoidable. We have distinguished panelists on the dais, and to set in motion the proceedings, I would like to inform you that Government of Assam has come up with a very attractive IT electronics policy. We have tried to offer as attractive incentives as possible. I can confidently say that these incentives are better than most of the incentives offered by other states. So we want Assam to be a new digital destination of India. So we want you all to come, invest and be a part of new digital growth story of Assam. So with these words, I request and welcome you all, and I would request the first panelist, Mr. Rajamani, who is CEO of Microsoft India, to please begin with his presentation. All panelists may use some slides if they want to convey some points with the help of slides. As our session, our topic is technology intensive, so some people may need to show some slide or some video. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Rajamani.
Our research that is studying is what is called mixed language. Because I am from Tamil Nadu, and when I speak, I am going to mix Tamil and English all the time. And I know a lot of people who mix Hindi and English. And can a computer understand this kind of mixing of languages? And only if you do that, can natural language processing be useful to a multilingual society like India. Can you please this? Translator. But it's like Indian translator. But the interesting part is that you can take language and mix it multiple languages. And you can see a demonstration of that. So that's some mixture of two languages. And the system has detected that it has both French and Spanish. And it's able to translate that even though it contains a mixture of two languages, French and Spanish. Right? One more. This one is mixed Hindi, English speech recognition system. Can I have the audio please of that? Sound up?
इस देश का कुछ नहीं हो सकता. It's going to hell.
Next time I'll have a more optimistic message for you. But
I'm not going to come tomorrow. मैं नहीं आऊँगी.
yeah, so I'm going to
तुम
stop
मुझे
that.
irritate कर रहे हो. Please stop.
So I hope that gives you a glimpse of what AI can do and what opportunities are there in countries like India where we need really low cost. We need to accommodate AI to fit the realities of our country, like multiple languages and so on. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the summer. Thank you.
I request Mr. Krishnan Jagannathan, who is representing IBM. So he may kindly inform us about his thoughts.
Was it useful? What are you saying?
I surely will have a more positive bunch of messages for you. Sriram, I'm just joking, taking a shot at your expense. Essentially, I don't have slides. I represent IBM cybersecurity. And IBM cybersecurity is basically, you can consider it about, it's a big company when you compare it with the outside. It's basically about $2 billion in revenues worldwide. We have about 6,000 people who are focused on cybersecurity, 10 labs around the world, and 10 security operations centers where we support large clients as far as cybersecurity is concerned. It's something that's a 24/7, 365 operation when you protect organizations the size of Airbus or something like that, all the while, just to give you a feel. We also get a lot of information with regards to what's happening as far as cybersecurity is concerned in the wild as things develop across various industries. So that's a very critical information piece. So there's a lot of parallel security research that is going on, and that's called IBM X-Force. So I'll quickly basically talk about 3 points over here, which is opportunities for startups, and I will focus on this. 1. 2 is, I have to tell you what is cyber because there is a lot of misconceptions about it and what it is going to do. And 3, why do the startups, in whichever field they are, healthcare, have to worry about cyber? Because you're basically dealing with information and delivery of information. So let's start with opportunity for startups. Like very eloquently expressed by Bollywood in a movie called Band Baja Barat. You might remember if you have seen the movie. Shaadiyan hoti rahengi. So, can you hear me, guys? All that exists. So that's number 1. That's opportunity for startups. There's a lot there. As far as Assam is concerned, with the issues that you have around connectivity, providing e-services to the citizens of Assam is a huge task, and I would think a lot of startups can actually put their hands up and take part in that challenge with the government of Assam, developing mobile applications, developing prototype services to have these e-services delivered to every citizen of Assam. So that in itself, for the Northeast and Assam, is a huge field of opportunity for startups. I don't have too much time to elaborate, but that's something that I wanted to talk to you about. 2 is basically what is cyber. Cyber can be defined as a situation where attackers who are extremely informed and extremely motivated are there to actually break into your systems. Motivated from the point of view of asymmetric financial gains, financially. and basically they're connected. The toolkits that they basically need are very cheap and available. So it makes it very easy for them to attack systems and attack domains. And for people who are defending them, there's actually 3 points that are important. Detect and analyze while you detect. Operate essentially how to run a security operations center 24/7 by 365 to manage the security alerts that are coming in, and then respond and close the attacks. So that's basically what it is. If I go back to any of my conversations with security leaders in large organizations who talk to me regularly, the biggest problem is, can you tell me, Krishnan, can IBM security tell me whether I'm being attacked? You have all the tools in place, but you do not know whether you're being attacked or you're under threat. You have to assume in today's world that everybody, whoever you are, is under attack, and basically be ready to respond to situations. So detect, analyze, add cognitive inputs to that analysis, which is basically the strength of IBM. We have cognitive analytics under basically an engine called Watson, informing you about the latest attacks as they come through, and then respond. So we have a platform to respond to that attack and close it. Quickly moving to the third point, cyber and the startup. Now, when the startups come up with their solutions, and I'm specifically talking about security, and even if it is not security, let's say it's something to do with Medicare or something like that, it involves information. Any miscarriage of information at any point essentially makes your solution unviable. So you have to actually build in security into your offering from ground up, from day one. That's fundamentally important. It should function like an immune system as far as security is concerned. And so that in our body, when it's attacked by microbes, there is an immediate response from the system. Similarly, IBM point of view is build cybersecurity as an immune system into your functional apparatus. It's not a non-functional aspect. It's basically something that's a critical enabler. And that's where, that's my exhortation to all startups, aspiring information technology startups, and other startups as well. Come on to our platforms and perhaps our partners, because security is not a game where we play alone. All of us basically combine and deal with this menace. And threat sharing, intelligence sharing is the number one aspect here. So the integrated offering with cybersecurity built in as part of the immune system is the way to go forward. And I would, before leaving, just underscore once again the immense opportunity Assam offers when it's actually taking its services to its citizens, because inclusion is number one for a transformed government, the poriborton that you are trying to implement in Assam. So it's a huge opportunity, and it's great to see the entire execution team here behind you as an engine. IBM is very happy to be a technology partner to Assam.
Request Professor Binod Khadria, ICCR Chair Professor of Contemporary India Studies, Rutgers State University of New Jersey, USA, to please deliver his address.
Thank you, Mr. Khare. I'll be using the PowerPoint presentation, so may I request the technical people to carry on this. And I must begin by thanking the Minister, Mr. Keshav Mahanto, who met me and many other people in the Indian diaspora in the United States at the Indian consulate at New York, and that was an inspiration for me to come here and join you all. Now, I have listened to the two presentations, and I look at them as the first one addressing the micro issues, the very micro level issues in terms of innovations at the level of an equipment which can be used by a person who is handicapped or challenged person. And then I think the second presentation is about a meso level, a company level, a global company level in terms of the security, cyber security. That's extremely important. I will go further than this in terms of addressing issues at the big picture level, at the macro level, at the global macro level. And that's why I call it IT economics and the global mobility of human capital. Now, why human capital? Because we have heard about this euphoria yesterday and today itself. There's a lot of enthusiasm for investing, for new investment in Assam and the northeast. At the same time, this involves capital. What kind of capital? Finance capital, physical capital. But we also have to keep in mind that at the back of all this is human capital, human resources, and that's very important. So I am reminded of a reference yesterday. Gulshan Sharma, the Director General of International Chamber for Service Industry, actually mentioned about 30 million Indian diaspora present of the world, and you can see how they are distributed in terms of various regions, Southeast Asia, Gulf countries, United States, Canada, and so on. I don't have enough time to elaborate this, but you can see the old diaspora, the new diaspora, and where are the IT people going. The IT people are mainly going to the North American space, and that's where I think all the things that's happening. This is about the past and the present, but what is about the future? And this map I'm sharing with you, this is from the United States Census. It is actually projecting about 2020, and the dot that you see before figures is a minus sign. Those are the countries which are going to be deficit in human capital by the year 2020. You can see United States deficit by 17 million and so on. Even China it's minus 10. But look at India, and if you put all the minus figures together, that comes to 54.5 million. And India is going to supply 80% of that, because India is expected to be 47 million surplus. That may be wishful thinking, but it is at least an expectation, and we work on expectation. So this is how we are looking into the future. But what is the content of this figure? Look, what is happening is looking at the mobility of human capital. It started with people going to developed countries like United States for work and for education, and then some people from the education space entered in the work space, the labor market, but most of them came back. But if you look at the next phase, which is 1991 to 2001, you find there is an overlapping between the education market and the labor market. H1B visa and other issues that are concerning us is very much at the center of this. And in the third phase, 2001 2015, which is the Millennium Development Goal period, you can see that the education market, and then there is optional practical training and so on. People are encouraged to stay on after completing their degree in the countries of destination. And 80 to 60% of our students who are completing their degrees don't come back, they stay on there. And if you look at the future, then you can see that there is a possibility of complete overlap between the education market and the labor market. So how is this impacting us? What we are doing is we are increasingly giving up our citizens. What is it? I'm talking about two factors. One is the IT and the other is the OCI, which is called the Overseas Citizenship of India. Now, why the IT? If you look at these two graphs, the graphs are merging at 2 points. One is at around the turn of the century. That was the fear of the Y2K. When the Y2K hit us, that was the time that the people thought that the United States is going to throw them out of the country, and they changed their citizenship because nobody can throw out the citizens. And then the second one happened around 2007 and 8. That was the time to introduce OCI, citizenship of India. That means Indian NRIs give up Indian citizenship, take up the citizenship of the country where they are staying, and then take up OCI to have global mobility between the countries. I would also like to say that there were some initiatives by patriotic Indians to come back to India, and this happened in 1990s in Bangalore, which is the MIT hub. Large number of people came. They formed what is called the Returned Non-Resident Indians Association. But I'm sorry to say that these people did not stay. they all went back because they were facing problems of right from telephone connection to gas connection to schooling of children and so on and so forth. I went there. I was writing my first book at that time. I was doing the field work. I went there after 10 years. Not a single person was left. They all went back, return migration, back to where they came from. That was the state of affairs that we had at that point in time. Until now, when they went back, they created homeland associations, what is also called the diaspora associations, and you can see, diversified with diaspora associations are. They are professional organizations, student associations, support associations, and so on. You can see that what kind of work they are doing. They are also sending, their resources here and also sending people back. We were talking about the brain drain, but I would like to share with you this cartoon. People of my generation would remember this cartoon appearing still in Hindustan Times, Chandu, which was very famous, and they were, you can't hear? Gone out. No, can you put it back, please? Backwards? Yeah. You can see there are always three characters, and this is a tongue-in-cheek conversation. And Chandu is the man with the turban, and the lady in the check, she says, they say the brain drain from India to the United States is slowing down. This was early 1990s. And Chandu, tongue-in-cheek, says, maybe we are running out of brains. That's a pun. That's a pun, but that's a very, very serious and tragic pun. Actually, we're using our brains from our premier institutions like the IIT. IITs were mentioned yesterday, and you can see, can you go back one slide, please? Yeah, you can see All India Institute of Medical Sciences. This grey picture, the grey section is the brain drain. 56% of the AIMS graduates left India and settled down abroad. And if you look at the IITs, the three IITs, on the average 25%. That's in terms of numbers. But if you look at their quality, they are the best and the brightest. And the engineers. This is happening now by the World Education Fair. The students are recruited. They use the term recruitment, and I think that is the Freudian slip, because students are being looked at as future workers because they continue to stay in this country where they go after completing their studies, and you must have come across this. It keeps happening 4 or 5 times in big cities, metropolis in India. Now, having said this, the importance of one slide back, please. Yeah. No, one slide back. One slide back, please. Yeah. I would like to talk of this as an opportunity, as a new opportunity, and this is about the East Asian in ASEAN to international trade in migration services. IT can be an engine to invest in international education, and you can see the 4 modes of international trade in services. Education is part of a service. I'm finishing. And you can see this is where Assam can be a hub of international education, and this is where ASEAN students can come, and there can be cross-border supply of education to the society, and perhaps we can talk about this at length later on. And I would like to end with this, please. The last slide, please. Yeah. I visited United States and met the diaspora people about 23 years ago, and that was the cover of their journal. And what does it say? Assam Association of North America. It says Mississippi. That's an Assamese term. Luit is the colloquial name of the river Brahmaputra because it's red, blood red, because of the mud. And from river Brahmaputra to Mississippi. And you can see the flag, the American flag, and the Assamiya Gamusa. Assam is Gamusa turning into the American flag. You can see the maple leaf, Canadian maple leaf, and then you can see the Korai on the right. It is an integration, and that integration was complete in America. Our people had become, Jagmohan is smiling, I can see that. But today I would like to leave and talk. Can we think about reversing this process? Can we think of from Mississippi to Louis in the days to come? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Binod Kadria. We have received talk from three eminent personalities from IT and ITES sector. I appreciate their thoughts, the next speakers, I would request them to also please share their thoughts about how we can take help of innovation in IT in promoting IT sector in Assam. The earlier three speakers, I request them also later on in the course of discussion if they can enlighten us with their ideas about how they can share with us their ideas about how Assam can take help of IT and new technologies to leapfrog. Thank you. Now I request Director General of CDAC, Sri Darbari, to please deliver his address.
Thank you, and good morning, everybody. Advantage Assam is a very, very unique initiative wherein we have all come and try to see how we can collaborate and take Assam forward and India forward. I think we at CDAC have done a lot of work into IT, ITES, and the solutions which we have that can be brought in. Major contribution of CDAC was in supercomputing, and in supercomputers we built first system for this system now has graduated and come up to a level wherein we are at par to the US counterparts, and now the AI, as just now the Microsoft head was talking about, that AI is going to play a major role. I fully believe, because of the fact that the AI was dormant for a while because computing and the storage, which was not available earlier, and the connectivity, which was not there, has all been possible now. We have seen so many examples on CDAC has also worked. I would like to say that with AI's invention and the supercomputing part, networking, these three components can put together, we can reach anywhere. Recently, I think our secretary was talking about the deepest village we have connected. And connected with full broadband stuff and 4K quality video we could see in Delhi. I was with Pooja, and the similar thing is possible in Assam. We have a lot of applications which are demonstrated wherein now, which is possible that on these headphones, I'll speak in English and all of you can select your own language and listen it dynamically at this point of time. I think these are the technological challenges which we can meet, and especially when we are all multilingual countries, this type of exercise which we do, that will be the major game changer. Because when you can converse with the person in your own language, that's the best thing you can do. So that's one point. The second point is, from a strategic point of view, there are 7 strategies which we have envisaged. There should be a long-term plan for AI research. There will be collaborative effort for human-centric interaction, comprehension of handling ethical, legal, and social implications of AI, and assurance to keep safety and security of AI systems. Development of shared public data and environment for AI training and testing, creation of standards, benchmarks, and evaluation of AI technologies, creation of competent workforce in line with AI R&D. If these strategies are there, all the 7 strategies can find a place in Assam. And we all can work, because training, we have very good institution in Assam wherein we can bring the students to the real life projects and they can get connected onto real life projects. That will take from the lab to land, that conversion can happen. We are proposing a collaborative innovation model in which the technological know-how or the knowledge which the company has, that can be brought in, and we can create a joint venture type of stuff wherein we can take from lab to product definition, which that can be built and then it can be marketed. So I think these are the things which we can do very effectively in near future, and try to see how this collaborative innovation model or a spin-off model can be taken up in a big way, and especially at the state-wide level in Assam. So with these words, I'd like to have thanks the organization that this Advantage Assam, which has a very catchy line for stating India's expressway to ASEAN. And recently this ASEAN country visit, the Prime Minister was here in Cambodia. We had a very good interaction with them, and a lot of technologies can be taken up to these countries. Thank you.
Mr. Dabari, for giving us information about the possible strategies which we can adopt to put Assam on global IT map. Ladies and gentlemen, meanwhile, the Chief Secretary of Government of Assam, Mr. Vinod Kumar Pipasenia, had joined us. Please give him a big hand. We welcome you, sir, to this session. I request Shri Irwan Carpenter, Senior Vice President, General Counsel and Investments, Mindtree Limited, to please deliver his thoughts.
Good morning, everyone. Namaste. Can you hear me properly? Yes? Okay. Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for the invite from IT Department, Government of Assam. It's a real pleasure to be here with you today. This is my very first time in Assam for me. I will introduce myself. I'm French, and I'm the head of legal of Mindtree. If you know Mindtree, it's a listed public company which is Indian-based in Bangalore. We have 16,000 employees and we do 800 million of revenue. Of course, we do many digital projects, and I'm gonna try to explain to you what we do in terms of innovation and what we could do for Government of Assam. It's a real pleasure to be with you. As a French, as you may know, in 2018, India as a country will overturn France as, in terms of global GDP. India will become this year the 5th largest country in the world and overturn France, so congratulations to you. So my stance will move from one step behind you. But very happy to see that India is a very fascinating country. I've been living in India for 3 years. I see all the challenges that you Indians and all of us we face every day. India is growing extremely fast, and the IT side is growing and impacting people. And I'm gonna try to explain to you how Mindtree we try to impact and improve the life of people across the country. I think I can start with one instance, which is, today I was thinking about that with my partner Rajesh. And do you know how much gifted you are, people? How much gifted you are? Because do you know what is your life expectancy? I would say today, maybe in India, your life expectancy is between 65, 67 years old. Do you have any idea of the life expectancy of a waste picker? Someone who goes outside the city to collect waste and to try to segregate waste. Life expectancy of someone like this is 39 years old. 39 years old. So these people, they go outside the cities. Their day-to-day job is to go outside the cities to collect waste and try to segregate waste and try to make a living out of that. In Mindtree, what we have started to do for many years is to try to connect people. How do we connect people? We have created a platform where waste pickers can be registered on the platform, and then on the opposite side, people who are ready to partner with this program can, ask them to come and to collect waste at home. And then like this, we help them to get a sustainable income to start with. And we help them, to move from, very difficult places where they have to go outside the cities to collect waste, rather than then they can come to different people, locations to collect waste. So we have created a community of workers, and we have helped them, to be more sustainable, to get a sustainable income, and to be able to take loans as well. So in a certain way, it's illustration of how we can impact people, how we can impact the life of people and citizens in India. Digital, and we talked about digital and IT. Again, just to illustrate at high level how it works, I'm sure that you follow up on that. And if I take 2-3 instances, as you may know, GE, General Electric, announced last year that by 2020 they will be the largest software company in the world. So digital is impacting all of us, in the sense that all of us today, we use WhatsApp, and as you know, WhatsApp has been purchased by Facebook 3 years back for $19 billion. At that time, do you know how many employees used to work for WhatsApp? 65 people. So digital work is impacting all of us, is impacting the world, is impacting the companies, and is impacting citizens. In Assam, we're extremely happy to have engaged discussions with the government and to give you some instances to illustrate how it works, because it might be difficult for you to grab all of that. If you take goat farmers outside the city, as you may know, we need and they need to vaccine goats. So when we create a platform, with this platform we're able to identify by GPS and geolocalization and mapping where the goats could be located around the farm in the villages. But why we can do that? Because if we do that, we can optimize investment of the state when you have to vaccine goats, because you know the exact number of goats you have, which means that you know how many vaccines you have to bring over there, because as you may know, vaccines should be stored in cold areas like fridges, for instance. So in other words, what we try to do is, for villages, we create a grid of connections between, the farmers, and it could be the government. And in a way, we help governments, as we do in Mindtree with our customers. We help them to optimize the cost and spendings, which is extremely important, because I understand that we talk a lot about spending and investing, but of course all investors, we would like to know, where their money go. And it's very important. So again, another project where we work, and we have already started to work, is a project named I Got Skills. As you may know, in India, children up to grade 5th, most of the time, there is a kind of drop, and they face challenges to study and do homework. And many of them, I don't remember the data, but roughly easily 60% of them drop schools. So with I Got Skills, again, we try to identify in terms of skills why they have, drop schools, and identify the areas where with teachers from the local schools we can re-engage with the children in order for them not to drop schools. So we work with different projects in different states. If I come back to I Got Garbage, we started in small district in Bangalore, but now it has spread out in many states, many cities, and we're extremely proud to see the impact we can, bring to society, because digital is more than, designing cloud services or IT services. Is how you can impact citizens and help them. We have seen amazing illustration by Microsoft for, people who, have issues to see and interact. And we try to do that in Mindtree. And again, we have started to discuss and engage with Government of Assam. And of course, if you have any question, I can answer these questions a bit later. But this is what we do in Mindtree. We try to connect people. We try to design small platforms, even in retail. If you take retail industry, in India, we have engaged. And if you take the same village, for instance, once the goat farmers, they need to sell their goats to butchers, for instance. How do they know where they have to go? When you design a platform, you give access, to people to be registered and then to be connected. So then the goat farmers will know to which butchers and in which area or in which village or in which city they will be able to go to sell their own goats. And then by doing that, we create, small and seamless and customized and personalized platforms to help them to engage, optimize time, because even for them time is money, and because they don't have the same ability to see on long term. Most of these people, they are dealt with very short engagements and income, so we try to help them to facilitate, to connect with other people, vendors, and this is what we try to do in Mindtree. So I'm done. Happy to take questions afterwards, and again, thank you again for the invitation.
Thank you, Mr. Ivan, for sharing your thoughts with us. Ladies and gentlemen, now I invite Shri Nayan Bhattacharya, CEO of Anjabi Infotech, to please enlighten us with his thoughts. Please give him a big hand. I would request all speakers to please share their ideas about how Assam can leapfrog, how Assam can make use of innovation in IT and emerging technologies to leapfrog in new economic area. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Respected Honorable Minister of IT, respected Chief Secretary Sir, respected Nitin Khare Sir, Secretary IT, and all the respected guests on the dais and guests on the platform, as well as ladies and gentlemen. On this auspicious day, I'd like to have the privilege to welcome you to this beautiful land of Assam, the beautiful place with beautiful people with a beautiful mind. Assam is a land of unexplored possibilities, a land filled with unlimited human resource, potential of having the capability of good English speaking capability. We had a missionary influence in our schooling, and that might be the reason. In Assam, we have a huge pool of neutralized accent speaking people in English, which can be accentized easily to US, UK or Australian accent, which is a basic raw material for BPO industries. From the background of a BPO industry, we in Anjabi Infotech, we have started the BPO in 2005, starting only with 25 seats. We have ramped it up to almost 1,200 seats within a period of only 3 years. We have employed almost 3,000 employees in the year 2012. Yes, we are a little bit ramping down our telecom process, but still we are handling the most prestigious NRC project for State Government of Assam. So I would like to throw the possibilities of Assam in the perspective of employment generation through this IT enabled services of creating BPOs. I would like to highlight some of the major USPs that Assam is having today. Yes, in 2005 when we started, even there was not a very friendly environment for 24/7 work systems. But yes, the time has changed. With the initiative of Assam state government, along with the central government, the full support from the central government, there are a lot of schemes. There are lots and lots of investment schemes are coming. Under NEBPS scheme, central government is providing capital investment subsidy. Under state government IT policy, Government of Assam is providing many subsidies. If you compare with the other states, it is the highest one, highest incentives offered to any of the investors. So Assam can be the future destination for IT and ITS industries in this particular time, because right now we have a very good industrial policy, IT policies, a very helpful and stable government, apart from having the back-end support from the huge human resources. Assam is the place, I'm repeating again, it is the place where human resources is available in abundance. So if you analyze the workforce of the IT cities, metros like Bangalore, Noida, this Pune, you are going to find lot of northeastern people working there in various capabilities, starting from the entry level to the highest manager level. Also, you are going to find a lot of people, because in Northeast we have the technical appetite. We have the proper education system in our schools where a computer is properly taught, and that might be one of the reasons that in IT, all these IT cities, you are going to get lot of penetrations of northeastern people. And being an Assamese, being a local entrepreneur of this area, I can assure you we are homesick people. We love to work here in Assam. If any company starts their wing here in Guwahati and just give a call, there will not be any dearth of manpower. My people will happily come back to work in Assam in this environment. So this can be the possibilities. I'm assuring you there will not be any dearth of manpower in Assam. Trust me, we can support by providing good manpower. Now, BPO actually, it's no more BPOs, it is BPMs, business process management. One step ahead of BPOs, it's basically, BPOs have upgraded themselves in the business process management by increasing customer satisfaction, by increasing security management systems, and a one step ahead in providing end-to-end solutions to their valuable customers. So my earlier speakers, they have already given the light in this particular cyber securities and all. Yes, so we have to work with the mindset of BPMs, developing a BPMs, not be exactly the BPOs, the 10 years back or something like that. And I'm assuring you, we have entrepreneurs, we have startup, you are going to get our support. I'm again repeating, you are going to get good people with good mind to be partner with, to start your initial ventures, might be in a very small way. And suppose, let me give you an example. There are a lot of credit card holders from, say, any of the bank, SBI, I can mention SBI. If a SBI customer, credit card holder, gets some problem while operating his credit card, or some kind of deduction is done to his card, and that particular call, his complaint is addressed in his language, local language, just think how happy the customer will be. So I would like to request the senior officials from Government of Assam, from IT department itself, to at least make some request to these banking institutions, insurance segments, so that they can have their one small wing of the services part can be operated from here itself in Guwahati, Assam, so that the people of this area can be served in their local languages. I am asking for nothing more, because this service has already been given by any of the big companies working giving the services in BPO segment, just only to extend their one step, maybe 25-seater, maybe 50-seater on BPO wing, which is going to develop an IT environment in this particular region, develop develop this particular employment generation, as well as investment friendly environment. Yes, already my previous speaker has covered this IoTs, Internet of Things, and this artificial technology. Yesterday, the managing director of Star Cement has also told that Assam is very friendly. They have been working operating their industry for last 30 years without a single day of unrest. So I am assuring you again, thank you very much. It should be a successful, I pray to Ma Kamakya that the Advantage Assam should be a successful these things. It is only the beginning, and looking forward for our global investors to come here, set up their units, help us grow this region, and be the gateway for ASEAN. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bhattacharya. Now I request Shri A.K. Mohanty, Managing Director, Tattva Technology Limited, to please deliver his address. I am very glad to share here with you all that Mr. Mohanty, who is representing Tattva, they have recently set up around 300-seater BPO in Guwahati, and it's going to be inaugurated very soon.
Good morning, Assam, and good morning, Guwahati. Honorable Minister, Honorable Chief Secretary, Honorable Secretary, Honorable Joint Secretary, Government of India, and my dignitaries on dais, and my friends and colleagues. It's a great privilege and unique opportunity for me to be here and interacting with you. I know the time constraint is there. I'll keep my thing very short. But before starting, I would like to thank Secretary Mr. Nitinji. For him today I'm here. He met me in Delhi and he has convinced me and he has motivated me to come to this place and explore Assam. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. My thing, let me talk about myself. I am A.K. Mohanty. Tattva Technology is a company of two verticals, IT consulting and BPM. We are a 3,500 people company of 10 delivery centers all across the country. We are also working in other countries also, but we mostly focus on domestic market. So my topic discussion and interaction would be in two areas. One is that the subject, how innovation can help. And next I'll talk about business. Because I'm from the not technology guy, I'll more talk about how to get business, not only India, especially in Assam, so that thing will move. So starting with the things that you see, I have a different idea because I keep traveling all across the world. We have been working following Infosys model, TCS model, Mindtree model, nothing. So can we have a model where we can address the domestic market? India itself such a big market. I personally convinced if you can attend, because a country of 1.2 billion people of so many difficulty, where more difficulty there is more opportunity. So, and here the government is the biggest spender. So if you can trap and position and strategize to market to attend to those needs of the things at a huge market, I think advantage Assam is in advantage to position itself to catering need of domestic market, because in our people look at immediately going to serve to international customer, I need there is some gap, it will take some time. But I can suggest that immediately the current workforce, my experience with Assam, I have seen people are very good communication skill, homesick as rightly said, people are there, but how to create USP to take. India, it's a big market. The way the Prime Minister right now coming with lot of schemes like your digitization schemes and lot of new initiatives they are taking, that create a lot of opportunity for small, medium company to promote and give our services. It's very important. So we have to find out, we have to create a USP how to attend that one. Not only, but also same way, the Indian corporate sector who are right now going abroad to ruling, we can also shop them. So domestic market, I just tell my friends, entrepreneurs who are here, and also the policymakers are here, let's make something here where the local company, the local aspiring the startup, the SMEs company, this will focus on domestic. Once you have expertise in domestic, you can think of going abroad. And innovation, you have mentioned the innovation. Innovation is a very key area. If you see last couple of decades, we are, let me give you an example. I was in Cisco in San Francisco. I have seen many, I think 40 to 50% people when R&D are from India. But we are, what kind of job we are getting outsourced to India? The low-end jobs, the low-hanging fruits, the low-paid jobs. The best of the things are going to Accenture or IBM of the world. So my point is that if you want to do that one, why can't you create that culture? Innovation cannot happen one day. It has to create a culture in school level, in college level, in all mindset, in also in corporate. We have to create that culture. We have to think different. We don't have to have Einstein or something do differently. But the beauty of the thing India is that we have a very good education system. Even as I know that here Assam is IIT, IIIT, lot of good things are there. So we can also make a policy. The government of Assam can make a policy, innovation policy, where those institutes, industry, academia, and the corporate, they can work together, bring some innovation specific to Indian requirement and ASEAN requirement, looking at the needs and market them. Then, and on the procurement policy, many of those, I represent small, medium companies. If you want to really, to make this place the full of, we have to promote SMEs. You have to promote SMEs means then SME can bring big large companies. To promote SME, you have first, we need Assam, the government need to trust on a local company and give the projects. So we have to have a very challenging and beautiful procurement policy, not L1 concept, no other things. I think the Third Secretary of the Government of India also can think, because we people we have the expertise to deliver, but we are not able to compete with big players. We can deliver better and better quality and less cost, but because of their qualifying criteria. We are not talking about T1, we are talking about L1, that is killing here. So if you can think, and Assam government can also take a call on that, I think you will find all the good company to be here, to start the thing here, the promoting and the focus in India market, outside market here. And we need to build good social infrastructure. We started the opposition, I think, last year. When I'm trying to get the Assamese people, outside people, ask them to come to the Assam, they have different bent of mind. They are not coming. So we need to market ourselves. Same happened in Odisha and other states also. We need to market ourselves, create some good in social infrastructure. Thank you, sir. And also, last point is that we have to change syllabus in the college level, that Government of Assam can do in college level, that our people passing out of these places who have more aware about the latest technology. There really you can create a USP. Last point I mean to say that let's do not, Assam if you want to focus on IT and establish itself, do not what Bangalore is doing, what Calcutta is doing, what Chandigarh is doing, what we know. We have to find out our USP. We have to focus on strategy. Then once we have the strategy, we can act on that. Thank you very much for giving the opportunity. Thank you, Government of Assam.
For giving us ideas about how we can adapt the global strategies to our domestic conditions. Now I request the audience to please raise their questions. We have around 10 to 15 minutes in our hand. We may be able to start the inaugural after the session break. I will confirm it after 10-15 minutes. So now the floor is open for questions.
Thank you for this exciting opportunity to listen to all the stories. Can you hear me? So I think we have all realized that the technology invasive, IoT, predictive modeling, and a lot of high technology that is really changing the dynamics of society and economics. And I think I live in US, I've been for 25 years, and I have been working with even US government for building education strategy for some of the school districts. I came here only for this, just to share my views. I'll give you one example, that when you have such a pervasive technology, you're changing the world every day. At the same time, our education policy, it's limiting us to even jump the bridge, because we are not, somebody has to be an engineer, somebody has to be educated in technical knowledge to understand what this pervasive technology is. And in US, I can tell you, I've been personally helped to craft an education district policy where class 9, class 10 students, they're learning IoT. My daughter who goes to high school, she's learning IoT today with Arduino. So these are very pervasive. What I really expect you to, obviously the government has to really take a holistic approach. We have an intellectual gap, understanding of this, why it is so important. But what I really urge is all the people who are here, go to your schools where you come from. If you know about what this technology is, we should not wait for government to come back with a policy. I think we should go to your schools. If you know the technology, go to your students. I do that every time. I came from a village. I go to my high school, I teach my students the school I came from, because they need to know sooner. You cannot wait for an education policy to come up. In 5 years, well, this technology is already invasive. I can tell you this is very real.
Thank you, Professor. Am I audible? Yeah. So my question is primarily to the gentleman from Microsoft and IBM. Microsoft has pan-India accelerator programs, but are there any such accelerator programs or business incubations for startups from Northeast or startups from Assam?
Yeah.
And also, sir, are there any plans like Microsoft investing heavily on blockchain and cryptocurrency? So are there any plans for Microsoft to bring those education or part of its center of excellences in blockchain or artificial intelligence as well as machine learning, which, with the union budget emphasizing Niti Aayog primarily emphasizing on blockchain and machine learning, are there plans from Microsoft to empower, educate the human resource or human capital of Northeast so that these technologies can also, bloom and the startups from Northeast can make good use of it?
So, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
I can, yeah.
So, so we do have an accelerator that is based in Bangalore. Microsoft has an accelerator that is based in Bangalore, and we accept applications from throughout the country. We currently don't have a setup here in Assam. One of the things that has been useful for me is to see and start this conversation. So, but startups in Assam are very welcome to apply to the accelerator in Bangalore. We accept applications from throughout the country. Microsoft Research does a lot of summer schools. We work with institutions. A lot of our staff they teach courses. We have lots of collaborations with IIT Guwahati, for example. We accept internships. We do training programs, and though you could find them on the web, and the calls for them are public, you are very welcome to apply to them and participate in them. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Even CDAC, we have a lot of training conducted in Tezpur, as well as at Silchar and Guwahati, and from IoT as well as AI HPC. All these things are currently on, and we're definitely looking forward to at more extensive level of penetration in the northeastern area.
Yeah. Since you had mentioned IBM here, as far as IBM is concerned, we have the programs do exist and do exist across the organization in the country and internationally. Fundamentally, it's to get the gears to mesh and to get to see things move from an idea to essentially a prototype to a finished product. So that's where IBM focuses, and IBM is very active across all these technology areas: blockchain, Watson, cognitive technology, cybersecurity, and others, over a platform called Bluemix. You can just search for that on the cloud. That allows any startup to actually prototype sitting at home their product. That's the first thing that's important, to get it going. And then basically have it delivered over the various architectures, perhaps over mobile or otherwise. We have consulting that we offer to these startups to ensure that they have a solid product and a solid plan behind it. So all these initiatives exist, but for us to basically understand the government, terra firma, and for us to enmesh with them is basically where we are, so that we can, firmly deliver an enterprise class startup product. That's what our focus would be. Yeah. So we are behind you, and we are partners with the government of Assam in this whole process.
I would like to take up the first intervention. I think it was extremely important to focus upon the gap between technological change and the curriculum change. Whereas we find that technology changes continuously, whereas curriculum change takes place in ups and starts. You mentioned 5 years. It was longer earlier, but now perhaps that time is becoming shorter, and that's where we have the examples where industry plays an important role in terms of each other, and that is innovation.
Let me just respond to that. These ideas have been around, right? PPP, the academia needs to come in, and so forth, right? And the public PSUs are inefficient, and the private sector is the profit-making private sector. Do you suggest? I mean, what changes do you suggest that should happen here? Let's assume this is a new ground.
Orientation has to change. Orientation has to change. We have to come out of this, phobia that private sector is myopic.
Up to this, but we find a challenge where people are very interested to learn about this, but when it actually comes to adoption of this or changing their standard SOPs, there's a definite challenge. So maybe if the panel here can just answer even from the private side or from the state government side. How can we see a change in this? Whether it's going to be policy driven, whether it's going to be like some kind of trainings or skill upgradation or what is required, because there is no dearth of innovation. I work with a team of about 20 guys. They are very talented, and we are always innovating, and we are always trying to answer latest challenges. But at the end of the day, we find reforms in education sector, but then we are talking about the future generation. What about the addressable market now? What can we do about that? Because as a small entity, we are burning cash. Even though we are working hard and you're putting in the hours and everything, that's not an issue.
Yeah, I think you have made your point. Mr. Rajamani, would you like to respond?
So, this is a problem that everyone faces. I think the very important thing is to actually create pull from your customers.
The colleges, I think the formulation of the syllabi, right from the concept, the corporate sector got to be the part of forming even the syllabi which has to be taught. And something nicely, the internship which somebody mentioned over here, because when we are dealing with the education, I think more than the academia, what is required is internship, vocational, skills, and combination of what is the need of the hour in the corporate sector, in the industry. So that there is a direct lateral entry of the people from colleges and universities, not what we are having today, that having the engineering degree, but only 30 or 35% people are directly employable or acceptable by the corporate sector.
I think we can have the last question, and we are going to have one more session on electronics. So the remaining...
Yeah, mine is a practical... Am I audible?
Yeah.
Mine is a very practical problem. An existing business of 10, 15 years, servicing clients, developing solutions, web, etc. Suddenly there's so much of, influx in the technology. So how should we go about it? Do we reskill our existing employees? Do we, we have existing projects which are ongoing. I'm unable to configure, work out the balance. How much do we invest on R&D, and is it, do we take in new people trained in these new technologies? So what would you
like to answer, Mr. Dabai?
See, I think we are at a very advantageous position because of the fact that a lot of training, which is finishing school training, can be done to the engineers. And that's what even CDAC is looking forward to. And we are doing a lot of 6-month courses which are industry oriented, as just now the gentleman was talking about, that we talk to industry, talk to the academia, and we try to cull out a syllabus which is modular and which can be imparted. So any specific area which you want, those things can be trained, and then they can be inducted into the mainstream. So I think that can be a very good method. Plus, we can use the same PPP model in which we can have the knowledge can be brought in by the public side, and the private people can come in and take it to the mass level. And that's what exactly is we are looking forward to.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Mohanty wants to add something.
It's a very good question. I think I also see myself in that scenario. Good question. Let me tell you that we basically, this part of the world, we want to do everything. The whole problem with entrepreneurship and startup SME is that we want to build everything. Right now the age is that partnership. Suppose you find out some solution, some opportunity, need not to do everything. You find out a right solution, right partner, work with them, give those services, then make you comfortable, earn some money, you can build your application. But if you want to build everything of yourself, it's a very tough thing, basically SME. The kind of finance, the kind of things happening, the kind of plans, local, domestic plans, is very tough.
So ladies and gentlemen, please give a big hand to all our panelists and to all the audience. We had a wonderful session. We got to know several new ideas, which are emerging ideas in IT and ITES sector. So we will definitely think over these ideas and we'll try to incorporate these ideas into our strategies, into our policies, so that we are able to place Assam in a position which will be addressing the futuristic needs. We all know that if we enter the saturated market, the saturated business processes, we may not get the due share. But if we can get hold of newer ideas, newer arenas, we can definitely put Assam on the global IT map. So thank you, thanks a lot. Please give a big hand to all the panelists and to all the audience. Now we are breaking for a session. Our dignitaries have arrived and we'll reassemble here by 11:45 sharp. We'll have the inaugural session in the presence of Honorable Chief Minister of Assam and Honorable Union Minister for IT and Electronics. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Khare, for closing the session. Once again, a big thank you to all our esteemed panelists. Thank you very much, Mr. Khare. And we break for a small bio break till 11:45. We will recongregate in this hall at 11:45. Thank you very much.